It is really a pleasure to introduce and present Jeanne Pinado for this Outstanding Impact Award. Jeanne came to the Madison Park Community Development Corporation in 1998 after a fine career in housing development and lending. And the years that she spent there had a profound effect on not only the CDC itself, but on how housing development was done in Roxbury and how housing was made available to poor and working class people throughout the state, and definitely had an influence on that work throughout the country to the people who would listen. She came to Madison Park Development Corporation with a almost instinctive sense of what was needed to move that group of activists forward. She worked diligently to include not only housing and decent housing as the portfolio of Madison Park, but also to find ways to influence all of those tenants and owners in their larger commitment to the community. Part of that was in developing not only housing, but also developing a series of cultural institutions to support that community and to aid that community in supporting the larger Roxbury community. That included Hibernian Hall, it included the DeWitt Center, it included the youth development programs, community gardens, Roxvote Coalition, all of this work demonstrating that that CDCs, of which of course Madison Park was one of the first in the country, that CDCs have a profound place in the advancement of our work to make sure that poor and working class people in this city, this state, and this country are seen as priorities in this difficult time.
Good evening, and thank you, Representative Rushing, for those very kind and thoughtful remarks. You've been a great friend, a mentor, and someone I greatly admire for your impactful leadership. I'm part of a broader community of leaders. There are many of my peers that deserve similar recognition, but thank you. It's an honor and wonderful to be recognized and rewarded for my work. My career has allowed me to not only change the landscape of Boston neighborhoods, but also, and perhaps more importantly, the lives of those who call our housing home, or those who attend events and programs at Hibernian Hall or the DeWitt Center. Home matters, and it's great to be able to provide homes to those who need them. I'll never forget the face of a very grateful and excited first-time home buyer shaking their hand, or the face of a very proud mom at a youth recognition event. All these things make me very proud, and I get great satisfaction from knowing how much I impact the lives of people. As a CHAPA board member, I'm proud of our big tent and all that we've accomplished together. It's an honor to be part of this community. I've had the opportunity at Madison Park to build an organization whose success has been and continues to be in large part due to Black and brown leaders. Some of those leaders now are running their own community-based organization. And we know that this has been a very difficult year, We're dealing with the reckoning of racism along with the COVID pandemic. And we know that justice doesn't begin until inequality ends. I hope that my leadership inspires others like me to reach higher. I hope that my peers and colleagues in the community find new ways so that their path to mentor them, so that their path is easier. And finally, I want to thank CHAPA. You're an amazing organization. I thank you for this award, and I thank all of you for sharing in this celebration with us tonight.
When I first met Jarrett Johnson of TransitMatters, he immediately impressed me with his energy and passion for transforming this grassroots advocacy organization built on volunteers into a high-performing professional organization. He continues to blow me away with just the level of quality, professionalism, and commitment to transformative change that he's brought to the organization. I am honored to be on his board. He has applied that same energy and enthusiasm to regions outside of Metro Boston to bring together issues around housing and transportation in our gateway cities and other regional hubs. I've been enamored with the way in which he has helped me and other people working in this field to support local mobilization efforts, conduct research, and bring together stakeholders in regions across the Commonwealth. As his many endeavors show, he gets that place matters. Therefore, it is my distinct honor to present CHAPA's Emerging Leader Award to Jarrett Johnson of TransitMatters. Thank you, Jarrett, for fiercely and fearlessly leading the way in advocacy and building bridges between public transportation and affordable housing.
Well, first of all, thank you. This is an incredible honor. First, I want to say congratulations to my co-awardees, to Jeanne Pinado, and to the folks at Engine 6 and Yes for Newton's Future. Also, again, thank you to CHAPA. From policy and organizing work to supporting residents with disabilities and so much more, you all have made the difference for the last 53 years. And for that, I appreciate that. So first, I have to congratulate and celebrate you all. You know, we know that stable housing is important for health, for quality of life, and even for a child's education. What folks might not know is that access to transportation and access to high quality transit is one of the biggest determinants of someone's success in life. And so I'm really glad that we're linking the two. You know, we're facing a number of challenges concurrently: climate change, the COVID-19 pandemic, the reckoning with systemic racism, and the rise of authoritarianism. Safe, affordable housing and the freedom of movement are key freedoms that we must fight for, and key rights. And in many ways, getting them right and centering equity helps to address many of these crises. We have to push our neighbors and our elected officials and our appointed officials to avoid another crisis, a crisis of confidence and political will. We need our neighbors to live up to the multicolored signs and to affirm that Black lives matter, that refugees are welcome, and climate change are real in our housing and our transportation investments and in our policies. So lastly, I want to say a thank you to everyone who supported me along the way, to my CSNDC family and my housing team there, to my TransitMatters family and my board for supporting me there, to the folks at Abundant Housing Massachusetts and our friends in the pro-housing movement, to organizing groups like City Life Vida Urbana and others, of course CHAPA, family and friends, and most of all, to my parents for all of the love and support that you all have provided. And to anyone I've missed, I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for this award and really honored. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffany Manuel, President and CEO of The Case Made, and I am so pleased today to be able to present the award for community engagement today to two organizations that are incredibly well deserving of this honor: Yes for Newton's Future and Engine 6. Many of you know the challenges and struggles that Newton as a community has faced around affordable housing and development as of the last couple years, and really having advocates in both these organizations say, we believe in a Newton that is bigger than this moment, and that requires a stronger push around not just issues of affordable housing, but how do we create a Newton that is livable for everybody? And so I could not be more excited about the fact that this award goes to both organizations. Congratulations, you deserve this award. Let this be an indication of how much your colleagues really across the state and even across the nation appreciate the work that you are doing serving Newton today. So I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you in person to say this, but I wanted to make sure that I got in early to say congratulations, well deserved, my friends. Thank you.
On behalf of Engine 6 and our shared leadership team of Kathleen Hobson, Lynn Weisberg, Doris Ann Sweet, and Nancy Zollers, I accept this honor with gratitude. We hope that this recognition may inspire the engagement of other local groups to step out of the comforts of home and step into the public life of advocacy and coalition building, creating the power to make change. Sharing this award with ALLISON, SHARMA, and the Yes for Newton's Future Coalition is an additional honor. We worked together under ALLISON's leadership on the ballot question campaign that resulted in 58% of the voters supporting Northland, a mixed-use multi-family housing project in Newton. Congratulations to Jeanne Pinado and Jared Johnson. We're in this together. But we are not the story. The story is the need for diverse housing, which includes, not excludes, and which can correct practices and policies that created generations of the wealth imbalance we are living with today. No one does this work in a vacuum, and so we also thank our forward-thinking city councilors, our mayor, Ruth Ann Fuller, the Newton Planning Department, our environmental and climate allies, the business community, transportation advocates, our historical societies, and our seniors and youth. We recognize those who came before us for creating the foundation for us to continue to work for equity and inclusion today. From CHAPA, we thank you. Dana LeWinter, Whitney Dimitrius, Rachel Heller, Eric Shupin, and all the staff for being an impeccable resource for our efforts. Your good humor, wisdom, and teaching has been invaluable. We're enormously grateful to Dr. Tiffany Manuel for guiding us with positive visions and strategies for success for every battle we face. At our last Engine 6 meeting, when we asked the more than 40 people zooming in to name one thing that they liked about Newton, many people said it was tremendously important to them to find a group of like-minded people who were working for affordable, sustainable, and diverse housing. The recognition of this award inspires us to fight for Newton's future with renewed energy and commitment. Thank you, CHAPA.
Thank you, CHAPA, for recognizing the Yes for Newton's Future campaign for your Community Engagement Award. I'm honored to accept the award on behalf of our truly stellar campaign team. From the minute our campaign launched, we knew our success depended on building the biggest and most enthusiastic coalition we could across the city. It was incredibly fortuitous that CHAPA's Municipal Engagement Initiative had been laying the groundwork for exactly this type of community-wide effort for the prior year. We were able to build on that terrific work to quickly assemble an incredible coalition, including not only longtime affordable housing advocates, but also climate activists, racial justice organizations, local clergy, current and former elected officials, business and economic development leaders, and more, all eager to bring much-needed housing, environmental, and economic benefits to Newton. In the end, the yes vote prevailed, with 58% of the city voting in favor of the project. I think our campaign's success is a great example of the difference efforts like the Municipal Engagement Initiative can make. Affordable housing is not a special interest. It's a critical factor in addressing the most pressing issues of our day: the climate crisis, racial injustice, income inequality, and our rapidly aging population, to name a few. Issues that affect the majority of our citizens in one way or another. With consistent education and outreach, we can ensure that more people understand the interrelationship between housing and the other issues they care about, and that more of them voice their support for new housing in their communities. I'm hopeful that the success we've seen in Newton can be replicated to many more communities across Massachusetts in the coming years. Thank you.